Winter seizes Alaska in its grip. And Trooper Timothy Cronin gets a chilling call.
Sounds like some sort of domestic violence situation involving a chainsaw where someone's been cut and is losing blood.
Stay troopers!
There's blood everywhere.
A dispatch deep into the wilderness has Howie Peterson fearing for his life.
These guys don't get a lot of visitors, ever.
Hello? Anyone home?
So I don't want to get shot.
And when a criminal attacks one of their own, Trooper Ann Sears and the team must bring him to justice.
These are very serious calls. I'm going to bring my gun.
State troopers.
You're under arrest. Let's get that clear right from the start.
This is Alaska's Wild Side.
Knock it off. Now do not push away from the troopers. You got that?
There's plenty of people every year that are killed by aggressive moose in the state.
Trooper Ann Sears is responding to one of the most serious cases on the books. A crime against one of her own, a village public safety officer.
VPSO Navarro was sitting right in the car when the suspect, broke the window and hit Navarro's arm, while he's sitting right in there. The VPSOs aren't armed. They're by themselves, basically. I have some serious concerns for his safety. I think there could be some retaliation.
Stationed on the western edge of the state, she's flying from her post in Nome to the village of Golovin. And the weather up here can be unpredictable.
The winters here are long. They started in about November, and it doesn't give up till about June. We're ice-locked. It's a tough life out here. A couple of years ago, we had 2 people go through a hole in the ice. One of them, we were able to recover the body, and the other body we were never able to recover.
On today's call, she's not going alone. Troopers Jonathan Strobel and Garrett Frost are also on the mission. And Sears will need all the backup she can get, because the team must also stop for another suspect in a different village.
In the other village in Stebbins, the suspect pointed a gun at his girlfriend's head.
I think she escaped because he passed out from alcohol consumption.
These are very serious calls. I'm going to bring my gun.
Fully armed with AR-15 long rifles, the troopers head out in force.
Typically, we're not hitting 2 villages in one shot, but when we get calls, and if they're serious, we need to go.
The village of Stebbins has no full-time law enforcement, so the troopers' arrival is quickly noticed. They must act fast.
By then, he knows that we're there. The best thing he can do is just do it and get in there.
What he looks like?
Well, we're hoping that he's still sleeping in bed, passed out. Worst case scenario, somebody getting hurt.
They know the suspect has a stash of firearms, so troopers hope to catch him by surprise.
I'm gonna go far side here.
As you're approaching the house, you're thinking about a drunk guy being in there with guns. You're trying to take a good protected position. You got somebody watching the windows, seeing if anybody's peeking out or pointing a gun out. Where you can see the windows, see the doors, get up to the house safely.
Doors clear as far as I can see.
And then you got to go inside the house.
Ready? Okay. got these windows while you guys go in.
Last state troopers.
Okay,
Hands.
don't move.
Hands.
Show me your
Okay,
empty
just
hands.
hands.
Don't be grabbing stuff without our
Let me have
permission.
'em.
You're under arrest for assault.
On who?
We'll talk about that.
Just get dressed.
Why did you threaten your wife with a shotgun?
I didn't threaten my wife with a shotgun. I would never do that to my wife.
Do you remember picking up the couch and smashing her head under the couch?
No, I didn't do that. I didn't never do that.
Her face, she is beat horribly. She said you're for sure you're the one doing
Do
it.
that to her. I mean, she says a lot of things in the heat of the moment that aren't true.
Okay, can I see your take your gloves off real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Why's that
knuckles all
That's,
sore.
We're good to go here. I'm 100%.
Let's go. Here, turn around. Because it's going to get cold. You know, on any of my cases, whether it's a woman that's been assaulted, a child that's been assaulted, it's not my job to be emotional. But as another woman, yeah, it pisses me off.
Deep in the Arctic, they must take this prisoner with them to their second dangerous call. The threat against the village public safety officer.
Let's go. Let's go.
But they must get there first. And with their prisoner on the small plane.
Put him right behind Ann and I can sit right next to him.
You are definitely a lot more vulnerable in the air, and they can get squirrely on you and do something to the pilot if they were serious enough about it. I definitely think about that. What would I do? I freaking knock the hell out of them.
They land safely in Gullivan, but a possible standoff awaits them.
He threatened to shoot the VPSO. He's becoming kind of a big bootlegger. The VPSO had a confrontation with him, tried to get the big bag of bottles from him. They ended up getting in a scuffling match. He's taking it way too far, so just need to kind of put a stop to it today.
With their prisoner in tow, they must keep their guard up.
Is he at his house still, you think?
Yeah.
Well, let's get up there real quick and try to surface more.
All right.
The village public safety officer takes the troopers to the crime scene. His vehicle.
Yeah, he smashed up the hood and everything.
The guy showed me when he was passing by, I had one hammer. He was doing this, you know, when passed my
When he
house.
drove by,
Yeah, we
doing
drove
the
by.
shooting, you sure it was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see him.
All right.
I see in the face, you know.
What did you think he was referring to?
And I tried that
When you
take
tried?
the alcohol from him
Right.
last time, yeah. And she told me that I told you don't mess with my stuff, and
You know, his car windows were smashed out in the village. I think there could be some retaliation, and the VPSOs aren't armed. They're by themselves, basically.
Which one is it, Julia?
The one with the dish on the roof, Jonathan, between the two stacks. You know, there could be some action taken by the suspect, you know, further harm to property or even to his family.
State troopers. We're looking for.
Where are you going?
I'm f***ing thirsty, man. Hey, man. I didn't even do anything. Mom, get me juice. I'm real thirsty. Mom, I need my f***ing boots. I need my boots on.
We'll get you some boots.
Sit down right here. No, I'm not
No.
gonna let go. Just
You're under arrest. Let's get that clear right from the start.
I don't have a...
Assault and criminal mischief. Come on down the stairs.
You guys hurt me.
Come on down.
Is this the guy, Julian? All right.
With both suspects in custody, it's time to head back to Nome.
I don't care. Get over there.
Knock it off. Knock it off. Do not push away from the troopers. You got that?
I'm gonna handcuff him back.
Let me tell you something. You can't have attitude. You notice all the other prisoners being cool and...
I just wanted my dad to see me, that's all, man.
You're gonna see me. Why do you have to...
Ow, man, you're standing on my head. Ouch! Hey!
Give me your hand.
Ow!
All I did was go over there and tell him he needed to get back with the other prisoner. He couldn't be walking off. And he didn't like being told what to do by anybody.
Trooper Sears says, no, you got to stay. He pushed her. He's testing boundaries. That could be another charge. We're not going to tolerate that kind of behavior.
We know each other, how we're going to move, how we're going to react. Yeah, you do know that they have your back, and you can trust that they're going to make the right decisions and that they trust you to make the right decisions, too.
$550 miles south in Palmer.
Back on them before free.
Trooper Timothy Cronin is on patrol when he receives a blood-chilling call.
Advising he was on scene of a male injured with a chainsaw who was losing blood. We're trying to get further, however, we have a very poor cell phone connection.
10-4, and I'll be upgrading. Sounds like some sort of domestic violence situation involving a chainsaw where someone's been cut and is losing blood. Dispatch can't really get enough info. We don't even have an exact location.
Male with a chainsaw became violent, got into some form of a scuff with someone, and was wanting to hit people. We've lost the connection with the female and will attempt to reconnect.
Recalculated. Turn right on North Theodore Drive.
Cronin must get there as soon as possible. But this year's heavy snowfall has turned Palmer's back roads into a maze.
Turn around right here.
Turn left on North Prospect Drive.
All these roads in this area are all kind of messed up. Back roads where nothing's signed and roads that your GPS tell you will connect don't. We're getting really poor directions on where it's actually at. So we're trying to figure it out.
Units responding, the female stated that she did not want to be involved with the police in this instance, to tell troopers to be careful, and has disconnected.
The person on the phone has left the scene, won't tell us where they are, won't tell us what they're driving, and won't give us any better information, so that doesn't really help us. Malcolm 1B43 and Tango 3, 1023. Do we have a house description?
And negative, they would only tell us that it was on. I'm not sure exactly where.
10-4. So all we know is there was some sort of argument and someone got cut with a chainsaw. Great. We'll go handgun if we have to. Our portable radios don't work here either. They're fighting. State troopers! Stop fighting! Get on your stomach.
Put your hands behind your back.
And we just got you throwing a chair on your son or whoever this kid is, his head.
You kidding? I got him.
You
Deal with him. Mac, I'm 1B43. We're just 10-10. We've got one detained. Be nice to these medics.
No, they're not pigs.
Okay.
Be nice.
That's fine.
You.
All right. Well, we're just gonna walk over to the.
You're nothing but a
That's fine. We're just gonna walk over here to the ambulance. All right.
Even with injuries to his leg, the man isn't giving any details about the attack.
The other one's got blood on him as well. We're gonna see what his deal is, or if it's just this guy's. If he starts going crazy, just yell at me.
These f***ing dope dealers come to my crib, think they can make mad.
Stop moving around, okay? I don't trust you. I've already fought you once.
I'm sorry, I don't want f***ing drug dealers in my crib.
No, I understand that, but
You know what? This is my crib. Did I do really something bad?
did you do something bad? Well, right now you're detained because I saw you throw a chair at that other guy's head.
Oh, because he went to... Just take me into...
And walk this way.
Let's go. Why can he go in my f***ing house and lock it up?
Walk.
They're taking my f***ing guns. They're stealing all these cops. These f***ing cops are
Let's go.
taking all my guns.
Walk. Nobody took your...
F***ing took
No one
my
took
guns.
your guns. We're both here. We don't have your guns.
Motherfuckers took my guns.
Sit.
Some f***ing pigs. They're gonna butt f*** me.
1830 off tape.
You gotta take photos of the house. There's blood everywhere.
Inside too?
Is it a chainsaw?
We've got one 1080. The other one's gonna be 1019 with medics to Matsu Regional.
Joe would fight you, dude. Let me go.
I just want to know your name. I mean, what's done is done. I saw you throw a chair at that other guy's head. I can't change that. I wish I could.
Dude, because he's so f***ing high on meth.
I'm not saying that he isn't. Can't take you to jail until I know who you are.
Okay, well, f*** you then. If these f***ing cops come back to my house, I'll kill them. That's a threat, too.
What's that? What? We got this glass divider here, so I want to make sure that I'm hearing you.
Everyone will die.
Confirm it's gonna be it.
F*** you then.
When we initially came up around there, we actually saw him holding up this giant chair and throwing it down on someone else's head. That's the individual who was transported to the hospital with an injury apparently from some sort of chainsaw. So right now we're going to finish up our on-scene investigation. We've got a lot of blood all over the ground that we need to document, and then he's going to be booked in for an existing warrant he had, as well as felony assault in the 3rd degree. He does not seem to be a fan of the state troopers, at least not at this time.
Look, I'm handcuffed. I'm f***ing handcuffed.
NACOM 1B43, 10-6 Matsu pre-trial post.
What can I do? Piss myself. You're allowing me to piss in the back of your cop car. God, I gotta piss. He's just doing his job. I'm sitting here in my piss.
That way? Yeah, and there's a puddle of urine in the back of my car.
Hey, won't let me go pee.
Go this way.
South on the Kenai Peninsula, troopers must deal with another Alaskan resident, moose. With the season's massive snowfall, these 1,000-pound animals have descended into the city limits in search of an easy food source.
The snow's so deep right now that the moose are very irritated because they're having a hard time finding food. There's people every year that are injured and some even killed by aggressive moose in the state. We've got a man down here trying to go to his boiler outside. Evidently there's an aggressive moose outside that won't let him out. So we're gonna go down and see what we can do to help get rid of the moose for him. Here, standing up, irritated.
Moose can charge at 35 miles per hour, so this one poses a real threat.
Already did a lot of that. Didn't do any good. When I did it too much is when he charged me. All right. Ah! Get out of here!
Unfortunately, the moose charging wasn't stopping, so had to dispatch the moose. Even though that wasn't a full-size animal, it still could definitely injure a person easily or possibly even kill them.
But the moose won't go to waste. A charity arrives to collect the meat.
A little aggressive, was he?
They're awfully hungry.
Yeah, this deep snow is just killing them. Well, I need to run, but thanks for coming out and helping us.
"30 miles south of Anchorage, veteran Howie Peterson is hard at work on the scenic Seward Highway.
It'll be 10 years this year. Part of the reason why I wanted to become a cop, I wanted to do highway patrol and deal with the patrol function that the troopers take care of, which is, it encumbers everything, search and rescue, much like a sheriff would do probably in a outlying community.
He trained in the urban Matsu Valley, but moved south to Girdwood, where he usually patrols alone.
Yeah, usually it's just me, and that's the fun part of it, I guess. The ability to come out here and know that you're going to be alone and work. My area just increased. It's 120 miles. Yeah, I'm the only one here.
And today, a 911 call sends Peterson deep into gold rush territory.
This guy was just out skiing and saw an elderly male walking with a hunting rifle when they first went skiing. So they saw the man sitting on a bucket. So he's been out there for a while.
Where exactly is he at?
On an old mining trail that parallels the highway.
Okay, I'll check it out. The concern isn't about the guy with a gun. The concern is that he is disoriented and sounded like he was confused on where he lived. He could be anywhere out here. Who knows? He could stumble in the woods and hypothermic. He could die out there.
Once in the area, Peterson spots a turnoff to a mining trail.
There's cabins spread out in here. This is a real popular spot to gold mine. There's some old timers with some claims.
Old timers he knows well.
What's your name?
None.
Your name's None?
Leave me alone.
You don't have a driver's license. You don't have insurance. And you're drunk. You tell me.
I haven't had a license in 30 years. What are you going to do? Give me a ticket for no license? If you're going to arrest me, arrest me.
Well, why would I arrest you, sir?
Well, because I'm probably breaking every law.
I see a bunch of trees. I'll pull out with a trail. Someone's been using this trail.
But in an area known for its reclusive residents, Peterson wants to make sure that he's not headed down the wrong path.
Your guy with cabin fever doesn't interact with people and lives away from people on purpose. And I know I'm out there with no backup. Jerry, it's Peterson.
That guy told you he was off the road, right?
Yeah?
Okay. When I talked to him last, he told me he was actually walking down the mining road.
Oh, okay. Well, there is a mining road over here with a bucket. Maybe this is it.
Okay.
You guys want to go for a walk? It's probably our goose egg, so that the guy was sitting on. Tracks in, tracks out, so.
6913-694. Golf, Foxtrot Romeo 40.
Kerosene. Let's walk down here a little bit and see what we find. Sold out on 52. I'll be out about 200 yards away from my vehicle. There's a cabin down the trail on the left. I'll be at. A little nervous about going into a cabin out in the middle of the woods that I know the guy's going to have rifles. Now you might want to just do like stay back a little bit because you don't know what to expect with this thing. Could be a hairy deal. Hello? Anyone home? Imagine these guys don't get a lot of visitors ever, so I don't want to get shot. Hello? Name's Trooper Peterson. Hey, how you doing? Just coming in doing a welfare check on people, making sure everyone was okay.
Bro, I've been here my whole life.
Came to the door with a 15-inch knife and a rifle. So he obviously knows how to take care of himself.
Why are you showing up in my house?
Well, I told you, these two fellas came and they said they were concerned about some old timer that was sitting on a bucket. And does that ring a bell?
Shut the door.
All right. What was your date of birth?
What are you doing?
Well, I was just getting your date of birth.
You have no reason to ask my ID. I gave you it.
Because I have to get that information.
You do not.
Well, my employers want me to get it. Okay, fair enough. You gold mine over here? Is that what you do for a living?
As a matter of fact, I mine a canyon tree.
Okay, glad to hear it. Well, if you're okay, I'm okay with that. Have a good night. We'll see you down the road. And I was a little bit weary about walking into a guy's cabin out in the middle of the woods, knowing that he's going to have rifles. There must have been 15 rifles laying against everywhere in there. He was pretty surprised that someone came knocking on his door today.
Far from the backwoods of gold mining territories, even Alaska's second largest city is surrounded by rugged wilderness. Troopers here aren't just responsible for the dense urban streets, but also for over 20 isolated surrounding villages.
We're going out to Kayakuk, 290 miles directly west of Fairbanks. The only way to get there is fly. We are going to deal with an assault that came in last night between a brother and sister. Right now it's snowing. It's questionable whether we're going to be able to make it into Kayakuk. We'll be able to get out of here. It's just questionable if we're going to be able to land.
Fairbanks visibility 3, temperature -14, snow.
7 Charlie Echo understands clear 2.
Things changed quickly. We may just have a small window that we can get in and do what we need to do and then get back out.
We had a report about a 30-knot wind out of the south.
Everybody buckled? Those are pretty powerful things, man. We'll see what it's doing when we get there.
Three minutes for wake turbulence? That thing doesn't throw out that much wake turbulence, does it?
Yeah, I'll be slamming on the brakes here pretty hard, guys. The troopers quickly realize their landing doesn't go unnoticed.
Snow machine just checked to see who came into the airport, so the community is going to know that the troopers are here. The village grapevine happens very quickly.
And as they leave the plane, troopers are unsure of what could be waiting for them in the village.
When the community is helping individuals hide from us, it makes it tougher for us to do our job. And it happens quite a bit. There's a few troublemakers that aren't real receptive to us here. A lot of our assaults are domestic violence related. Most of the people in these communities are related to each other. They live together, they have kids together, or they're family. Assault came in last night between a brother-sister. How are you doing?
All kinds of criminal acts going on around there. And I'm being threatened and beaten up over it. I'm a 56-year-old grandmother and I'm threatened and I'm beaten up out here. So it's the way I chain my door up to keep myself safe. I'm so be silent about it.
You're bleeding.
Look at this. Look at my hand. It's right down to the bone.
And we're taking care of this. Or a towel you can dry that up with.
It is not all there, Nunley. You know it, I know it.
And we're taking care of this. Crime has been committed and he's going to jail. Okay, that's why we're here.
Crime out here that's unreported.
And if people don't report stuff, we can't address it because we don't know what's happening.
And who talks to you? Anybody? Everybody
There's a
locked
few
up
people.
and run away. You know, I'm leaving the village because I'm not safe out here. I'm getting threatened and beaten up out here. These are kids that are drunk and drugged out of their head. Look at this. Look at my hand.
You're bleeding again. You try and get the community to hold them accountable. It is frustrating when nobody wants to get involved and help with that because being in a small community, they're worried about the backlash that's going to come out of them reporting it. He's going to jail today.
Nunley has his evidence, but with past experience, he's not sure the suspect will go willingly.
He's like 5'4", wiry. Usually it's when he's intoxicated, he's a little squirrely and fights with us a little bit. Either way, he's going to jail. Come down here to talk to you about what happened last night. That's not what I'm hearing. How many times did they tell you to leave the house?
A couple, I guess.
And you actually heard her trying to get back in her house.
Getting so rude, are you so angry?
Okay, well, you're under arrest for assault 4 and criminal trespass.
Oh, I don't know.
We gonna have any problems today, Wayne? Things didn't go quite so well last time, remember?
All right.
We'll just kind of head on towards the plane.
They'll transport the suspect back to Fairbanks.
Alcohol is the bigger issue. Alcohol is a major contributing factor to every crime we investigate. I mean, at least 95% of the crimes that we deal with, there's alcohol or drugs involved in it. Mostly alcohol. You gotta quit drinking, man. It's not doing you any good.
Back on Fairbanks' frozen streets,
15 to 23.
Right now it's about 45 below. The roads are a little bit slick. We have some pretty significant ice fog also right now, which makes visibility difficult.
Trooper Lott spots an erratic driver on the icy roads.
They're under the influence of something. 15, I'll be 1019 to 1450.
Tip 501, HK. 10-4.
How you doing? How's it going? Trooper Lott. Reason why I stopped is you didn't stop for the stop sign back there coming on to Geist. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. Actually.
You don't? So where are you guys going tonight?
I was just gonna take her home and take these guys back to the North Pole.
You guys drinking tonight?
I had it.
No. Just smoking weed?
No.
Why does it smell like weed in here?
He's sober and hasn't drank anything.
Well, your eyes are bloodshot. So I'm just curious, why does it smell like weed in here? Is there any weed in the car? No? Alright. I'll be right back, guys. NCIC 15.
He runs the driver's license.
10-4.
But he isn't finished.
I'm gonna press the driver a little bit more about the marijuana. People lie. They think that we're not as smart as them, but you can catch most people in their lies fairly quickly. So, since we're all being honest, is there any weed in the vehicle? Okay. Because I can smell it before I even get to your window.
Probably maybe a bud in here.
So there's a bud in here?
Maybe. I have no idea, to tell you the truth.
So do you mind if I search the vehicle? Okay.
Oh, great. Is that Alaska State Troopers? Can I ask not to have that on me?
Just go to the front of the vehicle for me. All right, you guys get back in the vehicle. Hang tight for me though, okay, driver? All right, so you had nothing to drink tonight at all?
No.
All right, so but you had had some marijuana, obviously, right?
Yeah, I smoked like maybe probably an hour ago.
Okay. Can you take your half and put it on the top of your car for me? Keep going, keep going. Good. Go and step back in your car for me and wait for me, okay? Here's the deal, okay? You can still receive a DUI for smoking weed and driving a vehicle, okay? It's not just limited to alcohol. But by my tests, okay, you're not impaired. However, okay, I found weed in your dashboard. I think you know that. Okay, well, whose weed is it? It's your vehicle, right?
Yes.
And there's weed in it. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna give you a citation for the weed, okay? Controlled substance in the 6th degree. Yes.
Like when you do smoke weed and drive, like how long does like?
Best policy is not to smoke weed. How about that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, guys, drive safe.
Back on the Kenai Peninsula.
Hold on, 23.
Just got off 21 with security. He was observing him all the way to the spur on the surveillance camera.
Yep, on the spur now. One of the local retailers here had a shoplifter exit the store with a basket full of clothing. They actually followed his vehicle on camera quite a ways down the highway and saw what direction he turned.
The suspect is no stranger to law enforcement.
He's had quite a few run-ins with AST. He's got drug history and lots of theft history. He may try to run with. He's rolling right now in a green Jeep Cherokee. It's several miles up the road here, heading the opposite direction, so I don't know if we'll be able to catch him or not.
I'll always start setting the perimeter now.
10-4. We've got Wilson up here. He's actually in Soldotna on the spur looking for it now, so he's ahead of us. And the Soldotna Police Department has at least one other unit that's looking for him.
North or south of community courthouse between. It's on the post side. Vehicle turned right on 10-4.
10-4. Do we have anybody in the Kiski?
Negative.
I'll go 10-19 up that way and take a look.
10.
A few miles up the road,
I turn around and try to get behind him.
Soldotna PD spots the suspect vehicle.
Which is south about mile 84. Strong highway.
10-4. Back through that way. There we go. 23 is on the scene.
She had some clothing items in the car with you. Why don't you step on out?
Is this your vehicle?
Yes, it is.
Okay, any stolen property in here?
Not that I'm aware of. I've never stolen it in my life.
The driver gives them permission to search.
I want to have a look, see up here.
Yeah.
And troopers find what they're looking for.
He had 7 shirts there, all of them the tags have been removed on.
Let's turn around, we got when you're back. Nice catch. Quite a bit of these lately. We paid for it.
Yep, higher prices. He was arrested for theft, and the driver of the vehicle wasn't involved in the theft herself, so she was released from the scene.
Back in the Arctic hub of Nome, Trooper Ann Sears prepares for a new case.
I am packing up to go to the village of Brevik. I had a complaint and actually a seizure by the VPSO of 5 bottles of alcohol. So I'm traveling there to do some follow-up. The biggest problem in the village, any village, is alcohol. It's 99.9% behind almost every complaint that we get. I don't know. If I knew why they drank as much as they did, I could solve a lot of problems.
Today, she'll be teaming up with fellow trooper and husband, investigator Jay Sears.
I didn't know what it was going to be like to work with my husband, work and live together. And it's worked out really well. Jay and I, we complement each other and we play off of each other, questioning suspects or questioning witnesses. He'll hear something, I'll hear something. We work really well together.
Right over here.
Today, the duo will fly 65 miles north of Nome to the remote village of Brevik Mission.
We're doing a joint investigation for alcohol importation. We're going to try and figure out how they brought it in.
Bootlegging is one of rural Alaska's most lucrative illegal businesses.
The $16 bottle here at the liquor store goes for upwards of $400 in some of the villages. It's frustrating to see folks spending that kind of money on booze and drugs, but it's a huge profit margin for folks that don't have gainful employment. There's several different avenues that folks are using to get high. We see them using aerosols. We see them huffing gas. They're ingesting, gallons of liquid soap, which are very high in alcohol content. They're using, keyboard dust off. They're using the oust aerosol cans. It's a big problem that people need to escape from reality, I guess.
In Brevik Mission, Jay and Ann head first to document the evidence.
Jay, these are the bottles, huh? Yes, sir. Anybody touched in here at all? Or? No. It's okay. They told us this morning that it goes for about $100. So there's 5. I'll send them into the crime lab and hopefully get some latent prints off of them.
Jay and Ann head out in minus 20-degree weather to talk to the complainant.
Walking back's gonna be cold.
I know. I don't know if it's worse walking into it or coming behind me. I feel like a kite.
Want to hold hands? Can we come in? Oh, hey, how are you, sir? I understand you made a complaint yesterday?
Yes, I did.
And what was that complaint about?
My girlfriend bought a few bottles here.
Okay. Were you with her when she bought the liquor?
My girlfriend wanted to bring some in.
So you knew it was illegal to bring them in, right?
Yep.
Can you cooperate with me today?
Yeah, she should. Yeah, she did. I didn't have no money and no ID card and no.
Well, I'm going to go talk to her and see what she's got to say, okay? Okay?
Okay.
Sound good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Bye, Ward. They had a fight. He got mad about something and he decided to turn her in, but there's just no way that he didn't know.
They head to the girlfriend's house, where Ann takes the lead.
Hello. Hey, how are you? So my main concern is the bottles that you brought back. Who paid for them?
I did.
What were you guys going to do with the bottles?
Drink them.
Okay.
Basically for a birthday party, right? His birthday's tomorrow.
And whose snow machine is it that you guys used?
The snow machine.
Ward's snow machine. You and Ward went into the liquor store together, so he knew that you were buying them and that you were bringing them back.
The girlfriend's testimony confirms their suspicions.
Yeah, I thought things weren't adding up, and so I wanted to interview him first. He lodged a complaint against his girlfriend, and the VPSO had told me that they had rode back together. All right, baby, I'm seizing that snow machine.
You know exactly what was going on.
And they reconfront the boyfriend.
Hey, it's Trooper Sears again. I got a little info. You're the one driving the snow machine. Or you're saying the girlfriend brought him back, but it kind of sounds like you were bringing him back for your birthday, right?
Okay.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm not going to arrest you. I'm seizing your snow machine for now because you used it to bring the bottles back and you knew better. You can't be driving bottles back up here. Any questions about that, Ward?
Okay.
But you were gonna run to town again with it, weren't you?
Yep.
Snow machines are a lifeline in rural Alaska, but Jay knows seizing it is a necessary measure.
It's his birthday, and he has already admitted that he was going to ride back in. I just don't want to give him another opportunity to bring another bag full of bottles back.
See ya.
While Ann takes the 30-minute flight back, Jay takes hold of the snow machine and heads toward Nome.
It is pretty cool to be able to go to the village with my husband, to arrest somebody or complete the investigation if we need to, after spending the entire day together.